Hello, sir.
Hey, how are you?
I am doing well today. It's for those that are live, you will know it's Christmas Eve. I think is what they call it.
The eve of
So
Christmas Eve. Yep.
Eve of Christmas Eve. So we have a lot of people on our staff on vacation. I'm sure that everybody around the country is seeing the same thing. But we are going to give this presentation whether anybody shows up or not. How's that? So we're going
Yep.
to So I'm going to just take a few minutes, let people get in, and we'll be back. All right, sir. It's kind of a continuation from last week where we talked about just kind of relationship style marketing. Conversational marketing is what they're talking about, where you're actually having conversations with people and getting those conversations going in the multiple channels and whatnot. And one of the things they talk about is the use of chatbots. I do this all the time. Even I listen to myself, it sounds like chat box. That's not it. It's a chat bot. So BOT,
Yep.
chat bot. uh, so we're gonna get into this a little bit because a lot of times people are like, okay, so why use a chatbot? I'm not quite sure. And it really is what chatbots do is they create an instant conversation between consumers and a business. So, I want to make sure that you understand that we're talking about conversations. We're not talking about research and those kind of things. But when you set up a chat box, there's things you have to do that kind of help the conversation because you're really not there. It's not like you go to a website and somebody's right there on that chat bot on the website conversing with you live in real time. Okay, so it's a little bit different. So we're going to talk about two things. We are going to, oh, that didn't work. I'm not sure why that didn't go. There we go. We're going to talk about what the heck is a chat bot and then how we're going to use them.
Yep.
All right. So, Carter,
Well,
take.
most people tuning in today think that we're sitting here in front of cameras and having this conversation on the eve of Christmas Eve. The truth is, we've already started our vacation, and we're just a couple of chatbots that are automated and do no. But that's what a chatbot is an automated communicator, an automated way of starting chats on your website or in other places like Facebook and other places, texting. So
Mhm.
the chat bot, oftentimes people say that it's artificial intelligence, AI. It's not always. Sometimes it's just programmed. In a business, though, like a home service business, where almost every call is to find out information about specific services and to find out how to schedule an appointment, chatbots can be designed really well to address those issues in a way that's very informative, very conversational. And I tell you, they've gotten so good lately that sometimes you're not even really sure if you're being automated or not,
Mhm.
whether or not the conversation is happening with the chatbot or not. Most businesses are still honest about it, and they'll let you know that you're talking to, you know, a chatbot. And if the conversation starts to go off the rails or the consumer has questions that can't easily be answered by the script that the chatbot follows, then it forks off into, I'm not real sure about that. Would you like to talk to someone on our staff? I can arrange that really quickly. And then the chatbot will alert someone in the office that there's a chat that needs to take place. Or alternately, the chatbot will say, can I get your name and your phone number and an email address? And I will give this information to someone in the office, and they will contact you immediately or as soon as possible. So that's usually how that handoff goes. But now you've engaged a customer, and here's what we know. Think of a little kid who walks up to the edge of the pool, and he doesn't know if it's cold or not. So he dips one little toe in. Actually, he stands at the edge and he walks around the pool for a while, and then finally gets brave enough to dip one little toe in. And then he maybe puts his whole foot in, and then he steps on the first step, and then he's into the second step. And pretty soon he's swimming in the pool and he doesn't want to get out. But it took him a while, to warm up to it. A chatbot really is just to help hasten the process of getting that scared little kid on the side of the pool to get in the water. So once they're in the water, they don't want to get out. So if you can engage with a customer quickly and show them that you're interested in providing a service to them and meeting their needs, they're not going to leave and just go find some other company that does what you do. They're going to stick with you. And you're breaking the ice, but you're making it more difficult for them in their minds. I mean, it's a mental thing. If I've started a conversation with someone at a party, I have to sort of see that conversation through to a natural close before I turn around, walk off, and go find somebody else to talk to, right? It's just the polite thing to do. So now that I've started this conversation, even if it's with a chatbot, mentally the customer is saying, I feel engaged. I need to stay with this and just see it through until they ask me, do you want to book an appointment or not? And then I can make a decision and we'll go from there. So it's engaging them. And for a really busy business who oftentimes can't get every phone call answered or answer every single channel that, the texts and the Facebook the Facebook Messenger stuff and the chat on their website and all of that, a chatbot is a really effective way to start those conversations automatically and then hand them off to someone who can do the final appointment booking and get that person into your business, get them in the pool.
So that's really interesting. I like the pool analogy. I've always thought of it as the handshake.
Yeah, right.
It's kind of the handshake, the bridge that when you're first engaging with somebody, it's, hey, how are you? Shake their hand, and so it's the handshake that is happening without you having to be there, but is making a really good impression of your business. So after the handshake, the bot figures out where you need to go next and then get you to the right place. So you're not wasting the company's time and you're not wasting the customer's time. And both are getting what they need in a practical manner. So yeah, I think all those things are absolutely true. Well, here's another question that I've got about that. Why in the world would I use a chat bot when I can just pick up the phone and talk to somebody?
Or pay an employee to
Pay
have
an
those
employee, to have that conversation. Why do I need a bot? Because that bot is not going to know what to tell them.
Well, so maybe one way of answering that question, or those two questions, are: number one, how much is your time worth as a business owner? And are you the right person to have every single conversation with every person who calls in? But another question is, how much do you pay a full-time staff person to sit there and answer your phones and do other work? I mean, employees are typically very expensive and a chatbot isn't. So you can get a lot of mileage out of a chatbot to start those conversations, which maximizes your employees' time, any employee's time, because now they're getting in the conversation deeper in, and it saves them time. But it's also saving you time and making a more consistent experience for a lot of your customers. But it's 24/7. If you're in plumbing and have emergency services, chatbots are a great way to get the conversation started while you're getting an alert that you need to wake up, and you're about to get called, that sort of a thing. But also for other businesses, even if you're not 24/7, you've got customers that work a shifted schedule or are just up in the middle of the night or late at night after business hours, and the kids are finally in bed and it's a quiet house. Oh yeah, I needed to call and get my appointment scheduled, and I totally didn't get it done today because of everything else that was going on. And they're thinking, I wish I could just go on the website right now and get that done, or at least give my information to them and tell them when I'm available for an appointment. They can call me tomorrow and confirm. That would be awesome. So that's what a chatbot can do. It's around the clock service for customers.
Sure.
need service at times that you're not available.
Well, the other thing I think it's really interesting about a chatbot is how many conversations it can carry on at one time.
Right.
So that's another thing that's kind of a misconception. That bot comes up and it deals with this person, but what happens when somebody else comes in? And that's the beauty of the bot, because they're a bot. You script it out and have the things in there that you want said to that customer. And if I'm customer A, your customer B, well, while it's dealing with me, if B comes on, it deals with B. It just starts at the beginning because it goes through. And if C comes on and D comes on, and it doesn't matter, which is a great thing, because now when people go, oh, so it doesn't just do one at a time. It's like, no, it doesn't. It
Yeah,
does.
there's no more XYZ company, please
Yeah,
hold.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Please. I like that. Please hold. That's good. Hey, Mitchell, glad to see you, man. Thanks for giving us a thumbs up. We really appreciate that. Um, yeah, there's a lot of stuff about those bots that are really really great. So here's a couple of other things that I love about bots. Um, they're extremely consistent because, like I said, you're the one programming it. You actually program these things to say, and you lead them through whatever you want to lead them through. You remember those books when my kids were little? We used to buy those adventure books. Choose your
Choose your own
adventure.
adventure. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what the chatbot to me, when you set them up, kind of does. It's like, as a consumer, I'm in there going, okay, so I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna ask the question, and you're gonna find out what it is that I'm looking for. So, am I looking for, I don't know, a chimney cap? Am I looking for a plumber? Am I having an emergency and need an emergency plumber? Am I looking for somebody to fix a fan, an electrician that needs to come out and fix a fan? It doesn't matter what it is, but if you're a company that does all three of those things, you can actually say, hey, what are you looking for today? Are you looking for electrician, a chimney guy, or a plumber, emergency plumber? And they can say, oh, I need a chimney cap. Great. We've got the perfect chimney guy for you. And then takes you off on a totally different conversation. Next guy comes in, needs a plumber, totally different conversation on plumbing. And so it does that. And because you're the one programming it, it can have all these multiple conversations in multiple languages, which is crazy.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
if you're in areas like Miami and Houston and San Diego and
DC.
DC, I mean, there are so many multiple language areas now. So yeah, and you can do it in multiple languages, multiple conversations, multiple services.
That's cool.
It's awesome, you know.
I hadn't thought about the language thing, but you're totally right. Um, some of them are intelligent and they learn as they go how to have conversations and anticipate. Like, not every customer asks the same question the exact same way.
Mhm.
And so these intelligent chatbots actually start to learn better ways of uh, you know asking for clarification, and then getting that person who's asking the question to the right information or to the right you know answers. And so it can be personalized is kind of another
Yeah.
way of saying it. And I think that's pretty awesome.
And
So
you can send them to blogs on your site, articles that you've done if you have them, different pages. I mean, there's just so much that you can do, that you can automate the processes. But ultimately, what you want to do is get them to a real person. I mean, a lot of them will book right through the bots, and that's the thing. If the bot's really really good, you got it set up, and somebody is really needing something now, a lot of times they can book through the bot, or at least I know a lot of people, depending on how they schedule, like somebody from the office to call and schedule because of routing situations. But it can say, yeah, we'll have somebody call you XYZ time tomorrow and get you on the schedule, ASAP. So, yeah, it's a real interesting thing. And you can put them across all different kind of channels too, which I thought that was really interesting. Facebook has its own bot that you can certainly get in there, but Messenger, uh, Slack, I mean, you can put it on. I mean, I think you can put it on Yelp. I mean, you can pretty much put it on anything you need. So just it's really really interesting.
Yeah, it is, and I don't see a reason why it couldn't be used for home service businesses that have been in business for a while and know the questions that they always get answered. It takes a little bit of time to set up, but then once it's set up and running, I mean, the value of it is just, you know, huge, and it's a big time saver. It can weed out people that um, that you don't need to be talking to, and help surface the people that really are the big fish that you want to go after. So
One of the things that I tell people all the time that if they use these bots, don't let it be like a phone tree, because the thing I love about bots is one of the things that you can say is, do you need to talk to a person immediately? And if the answer is yes, then the bot can lead them to that direction, to a good phone number where they can call and talk to somebody about something immediately. And the reason I say that, I was so frustrated with my internet company not too long ago because it kept wanting to reset my modem, which is great, but I didn't need my modem reset. I needed to actually talk to a person because I had a question that was I couldn't find the answer to on Google. I couldn't find the answer on any of their website, but in order for me to do what I needed to do to hook something up correctly, I needed one answer to one question. And I asked the intelligent bot the question, and she got all mixed up and sent me back to the beginning. And I was, oh my word! And it was a terrible situation, a consumer situation. And I'll just tell you, they're laying fiber out here where I am, and as soon as they get it laid and they said you're available, I'm doing it, because I have gotten to where I hate this cable company so much because it's not consumer friendly. So the thing I love about the bot is at any time there should be somewhere on there, if you have something that we are not addressing, please go here and do this, whatever that thing is. Send us a message, yada yada yada, or tell me what you're looking for, and I'll have somebody call you back just as soon as something that lets you out of that circular phone tree that you can get in with so many of these businesses that drive me bananas. And maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm just like that. But I do like when you set up a bot to make sure that you've got that out.
yes, yeah, never make it so circular that you're just sending somebody round and round and round inside the automation and they can't get out.
Yeah. So that was one of the things I always wanted to talk to people about when they do that. So Carter, how would you get started with a chat box? If you were going to set one up, what would you do?
I really like the Facebook chatbot. It's easy to use. It's fairly easy to figure out. Um, and I think I'd probably start there. It's Facebook it lends itself well to conversational marketing. Chatbots are well received there because they're used frequently. So right there on your Facebook page, your business page, can be a chatbot that can start the conversation. So I think that's where I'd start. It's a good introduction to chatbots, and from there you can get as complicated or as in depth as you really want to go with it. And there's a lot of tools out there that will help you with that. We've got one as well, and we'll be talking about that at the beginning of the year that integrates with our customer engine product. So there's a lot of ways to go, but
Mhm.
just for some of those tools are paid tools. So if you just want to try it out and see if it's something that you even want to mess with yourself, try the Facebook chat.
Yeah, I think that's a really good place to start, and really good advice. It's free. You don't have to pay anything for it, and you can just play around with it and see what you can do with it. And I think that's a really good time. Well, we knew that people were going to be busy today, buying those last minute presents and wrapping up the gifts, and maybe having your first day of vacation off, and nobody wants to sit around and watch a podcast, uh, a live stream. But I tell you what, just to let you know, if you're sitting around over the next few days between Christmas and New Year's and think, well, I just don't know what I can do. Well, you can always go and re watch this on Facebook, or check it out and get our podcast Spark Live. It can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Google. Well, I can't talk today. Google Play, or your favorite player. So you can do that. And we're going to have something special next week because Carter is going to be traveling. So we're going to have a special guest. Mr. Jonathan Sanders is going to join me next week. And we are really going to go over marketing, visuals, videos, images, original videos, original images, why they're important in today's market. And it's going to be exciting. And I know we don't see other people besides Carter and I a lot, but next week we are going to. So, with that said, I wish everybody a Merry Christmas. If it's after Christmas, I hope you had a great one. And we look forward to seeing you. We're going to be doing this again on New Year's Eve next week.
Yep.
So, we shall see you guys then. Hope you guys have a very Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.